And a good evening, baseball fans. We welcome you one more time. Championship Sunday, the 2025 perfect game. Cinco de Mayo tournament will come to a head here this evening under the lights at the ZT Ballparks here, just in the city of Fullerton. And Coach Carlos Avila, coaches shake hand at the plate. And we will be ready to get things started here. Ken, your head umpire, will take care of business there. Chris works with them on the infield. And we'll get ready to go here just momentarily as they talk things over. The championship matchup, Grind Baseball going against the ZT National Prospects. And a good matchup for the championship game, an exciting semifinal. And the Prospects going against the Raw Baseball Club, and it looked like they had it locked down in the semis, and 2 outs on the books, and Easton O'Quinn steps in with a 1-2 count and delivers the punch deep to left center and walked it off for the club as time expired. A great championship match so far, and tonight the title is on the line here this evening under the lights. Chris Allard with the call. It's been a great tournament so far.
Gotcha.
And again, special thanks to Ethan directing things out here this weekend, and of course the umpires, Ken, the head umpire tonight under the lights, working with Chris on the infield, and we'll be ready to go. It's showtime. Championship matchup coming up. We'll be right back. And we're ready to go here this evening. The championship matchup, the right-handed hurler for the Prospects, Jordan Leon. He'll take the hill for the club. Behind the place, Victoria over on the first base side, Daniel Badar. In a second position, here's 4 spot, second base, Charlie Blaylock. Over in the 5 spot, Blake Barbarena. Shortstop, Brandon Manavong. Over on the left side, Cameron Walters will be in left field. Center field, Tristan Brown will run the show out there. And Brody Taylor will round things out on the right side. Your championship matchup here tonight under the lights. And we are ready to go. To start things off, Flores will lead off for the club. And we will be ready to go here in just a moment. Ken, our head umpire, puts it in play. Victorio will be behind the dish, managing for the Prospects. And we are ready to go. Championship matchup this Sunday. We're just slightly headed towards 7:30 p.m. And Leon, curveball in for the strike. The count is 0-1. So Jordan works ahead. And Leon just missing there. The count goes to 1-1.
It's not a charge. We did both of them. No, you charge it.
Walters all the way to the fence line in foul territory. And on the fence was Cameron Walters. And a little shaken up there, but he's okay. So I think he's probably okay there as he brings it in. So stepping in and a reset here off of the mound, the leadoff hitter Flores. And the count is 1-2. Jordan Leon ready to go here. The 1-2 pitch. Ball out. The count goes to 2-2. One hopper. And safe over at first, down the line quickly as Barbarena reeled it in, but had to get rid of it a little quicker. So on board with a single to start things off is Flores. Enriquez will step in. And fastball outside, locates. The count is 0-1. And upstairs, runs it up the ladder, and just missing. The count goes to 1-1. Ball to the right side. That ball's going to drop in for a single as Taylor brings it in. And runners at first and second. And the batter, Ramos, will step in. Runners at first and second, no outs, top of the first, championship game. And the count is 1. And a ball's outside. And a throw back over. Manavong slaps on the tag. Flores gets back. And swing and a miss there at the plate. And the count goes full at 3-2. Yeah, they got runners tied up on both sides. They're going to go to 3, and the out there. So very good play for Victorio And with the runner advancing to third, and just made the play there, leaving the runner at first, so further away from home in this case. And a good stop there for Victorio as that ball bounces at the plate. Tia steps back in. Fastball in for the strike. So a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Top of the first frame, no score. And Jordan will step off and reset for a second. Curveball missing. The count goes to 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, and tag there, so the out recorded. So that'll do it. And they'll strand one on the bags there. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Championship matchup here tonight. The winner takes the title in the 2025 Cinco de Mayo Tournament Championships. We'll be right back. Well, as the prospects get on the offensive side, Grind Baseball will go to the defensive side, and we'll get some information for you on who's doing what. And I can tell you right now, just from what I know of, we didn't get a full list of position, but I do know that Flores is the pitcher of record. So we'll work on trying to find out who everybody is, as Flores will pitch and Jordan Leon will start things off. And Jordan Leon will lead things off here. Under the lights, as I mentioned, and Quick visit out to the mound from their catcher. I don't have the pitch. Leon's on board with a single. Mateo Victorio will step in with Jordan Leon over on the first base side. First baseman holding him on, and Flores with the direct line of sight over to first, so an easy view for him as he'll work from the stretch. A lefty-lefty matchup at the plate. And a ball low, the count's 1-0. It's been a great tournament so far. And I'd like to take a moment to thank everybody behind the scenes, the Perfect Game crew, Ethan directing the event this weekend. Some really great baseball being played here, and looking forward to the parks continuing to improve as ball just missing up, the count's 2-0. Of course, Derek Martinez, son of Coach Rick Martinez, hanging around, motivating these young players. Derek and his team, La Habra High School, getting ready to go into their CIF playoff. And ball's fouled off to the left side. Derek playing third base this year for his school, and a great play out there in the parking lot. If it was banana ball, it was an out. But it's not. As Victoria will step back in, wishing Derek and his club a great start to their CIF run here coming up next week. Pitch on the way. And that ball's deep to the right side. If it stays up, it is to the fence line. And the right fielder jammed himself right in. And hopefully the right fielder's okay. They're going to want to take a look at him. And he's down, and he bounced right off of the fence and was able to make a play, but you could see him down on his knees for a moment. He's okay. And that was a big play out in right field. They're going to run for Victoria. Muller will come in. So runners at second and third, and off of Victoria's double. And the right fielder looks like he's fine. As I mentioned, I just saw him down the line looking like he was on his knees for a second, and Easton O'Quinn will step in. Yes. Yeah. And a ball in. So a 2-0 count to Easton O'Quinn, patient at the plate here, facing Flores for the first time. And a good pitch there. Flores locates and brings the fastball in for the strike. The count is 2-1. And O'Quinn takes a cut, fouls it off to the right side and out of play. The count goes even to 2-2 with no outs here. And we're in the bottom of the first. Championship matchup if you're just joining us this evening under the lights here. It's been a great tournament. And an incredible finish on the semifinal with the man at the plate, Easton O'Quinn, with a walk-off home run to clear the bags and go ahead and win it. Pitch on the way. And a ball's cut foul, and an extra baseball comes out. So our umpire appreciates that. He's been sitting up in that basket for a while on the fencing, was locked in, and O'Quinn took care of business. Got an extra baseball there. So the 2-2 count holds as Easton gets a laugh out of that one. He'll step back in. and puts it back in play. We're ready to go. Flores from the stretch. And strike three called on the inside. Flores ran the fastball in, and O'Quinn laid off. And Flores gets the strikeout. And Blake Barberena will step in. Blake right side, deep into the gap, and that'll get to the center fielder. He'll bring it in, but Leon will score from third, and Moeller will move over. So Barberena gets on board with an RBI single, and the prospects strike first here. Runners at the corners with one out. And Brody Taylor will step in. So a lefty-lefty matchup here with Barberena at first and Moeller at third. Runner goes, throw down, one hopper, and Barberena will move up 90 feet in a stolen bag. Ball at the plate, counts 1-0. Correction, strike at the plate. Thank you, Ethan. Keeping things in check here for me throughout the evening and doing a fine job for Perfect Game this weekend. The 0-1 pitch. And a strike outside. Taylor lays off, and Flores runs it outside and gets a strike called. The 0-2 pitch. Taylor, hard hit ball. And the shortstop, a high throw. That ball is out of play there. And they're going to shut it down at third, and Barberena will come back, and Taylor gets on board on a high throw, but an RBI over. So Taylor gets on board with a single, and the second run will come across, and we've got men at the corners here for the prospects. And Jimmy Stout will step in. So Stout steps into the box as Ken puts it in play. We're ready to go here. Taylor over at first, a throw over, and Brody gets back in time. Heading towards the 8 p.m. hour under the lights here for the Cinco de Mayo Perfect Game Championship match here. Two great clubs, the Grind Club going against the Prospects. Another throw over to first for Flores, as he's keeping a good eye on Brody Taylor. As Coach Carlos down at third, communicating with his batter Jimmy Stout as he steps back in. And a big cut at the plate in the glove of the catcher, and the count is 0-1. Throw back over, and Taylor gets back in time. Runner on the move. In tight for the ball, no throw down to second. And the count goes even to 1-1. Flores comes in tight there on Stout. And Jimmy will step back in. Stout right side, cut foul and out of play.
Go, Jimmy.
ball up. And the count goes even to 2-2. And the ball's cut foul. Jimmy takes another cut.
Go, Jimmy.
And of course, if I may take the honors, the peanut gallery continues to roll on behind me. We'll mention that as the man himself, not necessarily a legend in his own mind, Todd Kuhnsteller. Cha-ching. 2-2 count. And Jimmy, another big cut there. Stout right side again. Jimmy staying alive here. And the battle continues at 2-2.
Go, Jimmy.
Taylor parked at second. And Barbara Rain over at third. And another cut for Jimmy on the right side. So Stout looking to straighten that out a bit. A line drive shot will definitely bring in at least one. Jimmy's got good strength. And the count holds here at 2-2. Shortstop across the deck. They get one there, but Jimmy Stout will get the RBI, and the out's recorded. A visit out to the mound. Stay with us. Charlie Blaylock will step in. So bringing you back into live action here. The right-handed hurler taking over here on the mound for Grind Baseball. Finn McManamy, the right-hander, will get his warm-up tosses, and Charlie Blaylock will face him here. We'll be right back with you. So we're ready to go. Blaylock steps in, and McManamy will take over and works from the stretch here with Taylor over at third. Pitch on the way. Ball is low. The count is 1-0. Blaylock lays off. The prospects here in the bottom of the frame able to bring 3 across thus far here in this championship matchup tonight.
Come on, Charlie.
And Blaylock tags himself there in the box. Foul ball. And the count goes to 1-1. And Blaylock calls time. Charlie right side, a hard hit ball, caroms off the second baseman's glove as he lays it out, reaches to his left. And Blaylock on board with an RBI single. So the Prospects bring over run number 4 here with 2 outs. And Daniel Bedar will step in.
Go D.
McManamy works from the stretch, Blaylock at first. And D, big cut at the plate there. That gets run through, and McManamy will look at an 0-1 count here on Bedar. Bedar, chopper back to McManamy, and that'll clear the side, but not before the Prospects. They strike first. It's a 4-0 affair. We'll head to the second. You're enjoying the 2025 Cinco de Mayo championship matchup here, the show here at ZT Parks. Chris Aller with the call. I'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We are ready to roll here in the top of the second frame. The Prospects 14U national team striking first in their bottom half of the first inning, 4-0. And we are ready to go here.
It's from Joe.
And we'll send a message or two out to Joe Vick in just a moment, but we're going to get things underway. Coach Carlos looking at the mound and would like to have the mound fixed, but he's got to consult with everybody. I think it's a little bit off center. So I think Joe Vick was saying something, but we're going to wait on that comment that I'm going to make here in just a couple of minutes. It's now coming from the, it's coming, it's,
Telling me to be quiet, so he can listen to Chris.
we're ready to go here. Jordan Leon to deal, pitch on the way. Jordan comes in just missing, the count's 1-0.
I'm so glad Natalie's here, not Joe.
And that was for sure picked up, Joe. I hope you heard that one. A lot of love coming your way. Chopper, first base side. And the tag is on. Jordan Leon came off the
Good hustle.
mound there and made a quick move as O'Quinn on first base. There was no option for him, so Jordan took advantage of that, and they get the first out. So the batter Nick will step in. Pitch on the way. Fastball in. Nick gets out of there and jumps out of the box. The count is 1-0. And the ball's cut foul to the left side and out of play. The count gets even at 1-1. And a strike called there. Leon pumps one through. And the count is 1-2. So Nava steps back in, pitch on the way, that gets away. The count goes to 2-2. So Nick hitting in the 6th spot. The 6, 7, 8 hitters go here in the top of the 2nd. And fastball, actually looked like a changeup. My apologies there. The count goes full of 3-2, so Nava lays off. Not chasing anything up. And ball upstairs, ball 4. So Nava gets on board, the 6 hitter, with a walk, and Alenis will step in. Alenis hitting in the 7 spot with Nava over at first and O'Quinn holding him on with the prospects. From the stretch, ball's cut foul, out of play. And the count is 0-1. Good stop for Victorio behind the plate. And Alenis not biting on the curveball, and the count goes to 1-1. Just a little bit past the 8 p.m. hour here in the West Coast. And a strike called there. And Leon with the ball and 2 strikes on Alenis. Runner goes, ball swung on, fouled off, and Nava will come back. So the 1-2 count to Alenis will hold here with 1 out in the top of the 2nd. Runner goes, and that gets behind the batter Alenis, and runner moves up 90 feet, Nava to 2nd, and the count goes to 2-2 at the plate. Anavong in the back pocket of Nava. Jordan from the stretch takes a look at 2nd. And a ball cut foul and out of play. So Alenis fighting with the 2-2 count here with Jordan Leon. And a ball stroked foul to the left side, and the on-deck batter for Grind had to hit the deck as that ball was pulled foul right over their fence over on the dugout side. And we continue to battle here at 2-2. And the ball gets through at the plate. And the count is 3-2. The count will go full. And another ball fouled off. So first it's the 2-2 battle. Now we're at the 3-2 battle. And a ball's fouled off. And Jordan Leon getting his work in tonight, as well as Elenis. Staying active. Now at 3-2 with one out, top of the second. And there's probably a few dozen baseballs that are over on the other side here. And looks like we've got somebody that was able to get in and bring in a couple back in. And Leon comes in high and tight. Elenis has to bail out, and he'll win the battle there and find himself on board with a walk. So Coach Carlos heading out to the mound. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, while there's a break in the action, I'd like to reach out to one of our parents of the player, Joe Vick. Joe Vick is at home complaining about some of the background noises, and I would like to say this to you, Joe, with all love and sincerity, is that you don't say no to Miss TL. That's probably your first big mistake. If she wants to talk about it, well, you should be careful, Joe Vick. That's all I can say. Having a good time tonight under the lights, a championship matchup.
That's so funny.
So a good matchup here so far, and Ken, our head umpire, is, I think, looking to chase down some information. Not sure what's happening here as the Ethan throwing a couple baseballs in, and I know there's at least a dozen that were just retrieved from outside the playing surface, and I think Ken's good to go, and Victorio takes a look over at Eric Ortiz of calling the pitches for the club. We're ready to go, one out. Finn steps in. And a ball missing outside. The count is 1-0. And Jordan goes low in the zone there, and McManamy not biting there. The count goes to 2-0. And fastball, good cut there at the plate, but Leon gets it through, puts some gas on it, and the count is 2-1. And swing and a miss, low part of the zone. McManamy takes a cut, and Leon will even it up at 2-2 with one out. Elenis over on first, and Easton O'Quinn will hold him on. And strike three there at the plate. Jordan Leon makes the adjustment, comes up and in, and they get their second out at the plate. So the hitter comes in, Max, with runners parked at the corner and 2 outs. And a safe play there. The high throw over to Blaylock. By the time Blaylock was able to bring the tag down, McManamy was in. Correction, Elenis was in. And a strike call. The count is 0-1. And ball just missing low. The count goes to 1-1. And a 2-1 count to the batter, Max. And the ball's cut foul. And was able to clear the street, and nobody got hit there, which is a good thing. And the count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs here in the second. Twos across the board here. And a good play there. Charlie Blaylock rolls off to his left from the second base side to O'Quinn. 4-3 put out, and they'll leave 2 on the bags. We'll head to the bottom of the second frame. 4-0 Prospects. Well, back to live action. We are ready to go here in the bottom of the second. Brandon Manavong will lead things off for the club here. And Manavong hitting in the 9 spot. They go 9-10-1 as McManamy throws a ball that counts 1-0. And a ball out that counts 2-0. And Manavong, hard hit ball, good grab, and an out over on the first base side. So good play over on second for Grind Baseball Club, and 1 down. Stepping in, Cameron Walters. And a ball out, the count is 1-0. So Walters, patient, looks at a 2-0 count. And Cameron takes a cut, will foul it off and out of play. And that sounded like a car, and it was. And the count is 2-1. Walters deep, left fielder, correction, center fielder, making a move to his left, and will pull it in. So a long fly out to center, and 2 outs for the batter, Jordan Leon. So Leon will step in with 2 down, and the base is empty here in the bottom of the second. And the count is 1-0 on the fastball, just out. And a big differential there on the curveball. And the count is 2-0. And a big cut at the plate. And the count is 2-1. And the count goes to 3-1. A 3-1 count. Oh, okay. And a ball up, ball 4. So Leon gets a free ride down to first base and finds himself on board. And Victoria will step in. Monster looking for a knock here, and McManamy looking for an out with 2 down.
This one's for your dad. He's watching.
So TL sending a message to Joe Vick. Joe, I'm sure you picked up on that because I'm right next to TL, and yeah, good point. Send one home to you maybe, huh, Joe? If you're a nice guy, maybe you'll get one. Here we go.
Oh, okay, let me say it.
The count is 1-0.
Hilarious.
So a little shuffling on the outfield as they're bringing in the center fielder. And perhaps, if I'm going to read the tea leaves here, it's going to be perhaps a pitcher who's coming in from center field. So Monster steps back in. Leon at first, 2 outs.
Mateo.
Bottom of the second, McManamy works from the stretch. And Mateo, big cut there at the plate, and the count goes even to 1-1.
Got it, Teo.
And a ball out, the count goes to 2-1.
Go, Monster.
McManamy steps off. And a throw over to first. And Jordan gets back in plenty of time. And a hard hit ball there for Victorio. And I'll tell you what, Joe Vick, that's for you, buddy.
Diddy Joe.
That's right. Miss TL's jumping in on that train, and you're absolutely right.
Woo, that was from Nat.
That's right. That's a bonus hit for you there, Joe Vick. So Monster gets on board with the single. So Easton O'Quinn will
Funny. He hates that. Thanks, Nat. Now I know what to say.
and O'Quinn steps in, runners at first and second.
Go Easton.
And a ball up, the count's 1-0. Moeller at second, Kuhnsteller over at first.
She knows all. Tell him.
And O'Quinn laying off there, not chasing, and McManamy goes upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0.
Go Easton.
And a fastball up again, and the count goes to 3-0. Ball four, so Victorio looks at a 4-pitch walk and finds himself on board as the lefty looks like he's on his way in from the pin down there warming up, and that's probably going to be it for McManamy. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So a pitching change here. Max Cohen, the lefty, will come in. He'll take a warm-up tosses, and we'll face Blake Barbarena with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Once again, you're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game Cinco de Mayo Championship matchup. The 2 best teams standing here in the tournament. It's been a great one this weekend here at the new ZT Parks facility here just outside of Fullerton area and formerly the Yard. And to learn more about ZT Baseball, go to the ZT Baseball Club Facebook page. And if you're traveling in Houston, stop by if you need a training facility. Ring them up, the ZT Houston Baseball Academy, or if you're in Southern California competing, right next to Angel Stadium, the Anaheim ZT Prospects Academy as well. And of course, the Inland Empire, another location for ZT as they continue to build their brand and giving back to youth travel baseball around the country. The ZT brand continues to roll on. Blake Barbarena will step in, and Cohen takes over on the hill. Bases are juiced. We're in the second frame, bottom half. And the count is 1-0 to Barbarena. And a ball out, the count's 2-0. And Blake lays off there as Cohen goes upstairs, and the count is 3-0. And ball 4, so a run will come over in Mason Moeller as Barbarena gets on with a walk, and they pick up their 5th run. And if you're scoring officially, McManamy will own the run as Cohen comes in for him here with the bases loaded. Brody Taylor will step in with 2 outs. And a good stop behind the plate as Taylor looks at a 1-0 count. Taylor lays off, strike call upstairs. Cohen locates, and we'll even things up at 1-1. And the count goes to 2-1 on Taylor. And Taylor takes a cut, and Brody fouls it straight back, and the count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. Once again, 2s across the board as we're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We've seen that a couple of times, and Taylor ready to go. Taylor, high ball, center fielder backing up and all the way to the fence line, and to the fence line it is. They'll bring it in. Taylor will end up with a double.
Good job, Brody.
And Taylor will bring
Way to go, ZT.
everybody off the bases, and he clears the bags there and a double. So Taylor clears it, and an 8-0 affair here at the bottom of the 2nd with Taylor's 3-shot clearing the bases with 2 outs. And Jimmy Stout will step in.
Jimmy.
So Taylor with a deep double clears the bags and gets a 3-run RBI. And a ball is in. The count is 1-0. And a big cut at the plate there. Cohen gets it through, and the count goes to 1-1. And a strike there. So Cohen works ahead here at a 1-2 count on Jimmy Stout. Brody Taylor parked at second. And a ball low. The count goes to 2-2.
Go, Jimmy.
Cohen takes a long look. Shortstop in tight on Brody Taylor. And Jimmy takes a cut, fouls it straight back. Stout, right side, second baseman, 4-3 put out. So that'll do it. They'll turn it over, but the prospects add on. It's 8-0. We'll go to the third. We'll be right back. So Victorio fires it down to second base, and we'll get things off and running here in the top of the third frame. The prospects leading this one 8-0. And we are ready to go here as Nateo heads out to the bump to talk to Jordan. Good. All right, we're ready to go, Leon. And Jordan starts off with a strike. The count is 0-1. And a ball chopped foul at the plate. And the count is 0-2 for Jordan Leon here in the top of the third. Time is called, granted at the plate. Batter steps out. Chopper, slow roller, one-handed, and a good effort. And a great pick over on first by Badar, and what an arm from the third base side. O'Quinn off balance. It was a close one, but good speed down the line. So one on. And the count is 1-0. And a 2-0 count. And it sounded like a little clip off the barrel. And the count is 2-1. Runner goes, and a throw. And what a play down to second. Victorio
Good job.
was on the money, and he threw it on the first base side of the second base bag, and an excellent play. Manivong lays it on, and that throw was very accurate. So a full count. And Leon ready to go here. And swing and a miss. Strike three there, and Leon will get the K. And 2 outs on the books. And our head umpire with a fake out at the plate, like he actually got hurt and was pretending. As we're pushing the hour here, heading towards the 9 p.m. hour here in Southern California. And a good cut, fouled off to the left side. And the count is 1-1. And low, and the count goes to 2-1. Just bouncing at the plate there. Bases are empty with 2 outs. And a 2-1 count. One hopper, an adjustment there for Blaylock, in and out of the glove to Bedar. 4-3 put out, that'll turn the side over. And we'll head to the bottom of the third. The ZT Prospects 14U national team leading this one 8-0. We'll be right back. Well, once again, as we get ready to start things off here in the bottom of the third frame, and Charlie Blaylock will lead things off for the club. And usually I'm getting a lot of noise in the peanut gallery behind me. Of course, good fun and good times. And the lead peanut man is, well, it's Todd Kuhnsteller. And actually, I think Mr. Bedar has benched him, and he's not even near me right now. So to Sear taking care of me, thank you very much, sir, as Kuhnsteller is sadly benched over there and out of sight, out of mind. Always having good times here. That's part of the program as well. And Joe Vick, hey, one for you too. How about a shout out to Mr. Joe Vick? And we hope you're enjoying things at home, and it's always a pleasure seeing the families when they can travel, and if not, we always bring them to you live. So we're ready to go. Blaylock will step in. Coach Carlos heads down to third as we're approaching the 9 p.m. hour this Sunday. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. If you celebrate, celebrate wisely and be smart. We're ready to go. Ken puts it in play.
Go, Charlie.
Matt Cohen on the bump still for Grind Baseball. And Charlie takes a cut, fouls it off. And that one stayed inside the parking lot, and the count is 0-1. And a ball up, the count goes even to 1-1. Both these clubs having to play 3 games today. And this is the one where you get your last one in and a title, but to get to this point, it takes a lot of work and very meaningful for both of these clubs. Just to get to the show with good competition on the field as it's been this weekend. And Charlie takes a look at a strike there. And the count is 2-2. And a ball up, the count goes full at 3-2. And swing and a miss there, drop 3, they'll clear it, and down to first base, and that'll do it there for the first out. So Cohen takes care of Blaylock on the drop 3 strike. And stepping in, Daniel Bedar.
Let's go, D.
And a strike in. Good movement there. Curveball, and the count is 0-1.
Let's go, D.
And a ball out, and the count goes even to 1-1 for Bedard as he steps back in. And D laying off, and the count is 2-1.
Go, D.
With one out on the books here in the third frame, time call, D steps out. Looking to get a knock here to extend the inning here with one down. Try to put himself and his guys in scoring position here in the third. And a strike there. The count goes to 2-2. And a ball just missing outside, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Go, D.
And a ball popped up. Third baseman rolls off, and just inside the grass there, and a fly out to the third base side will bring up the second out. And Manavong will step in with two down. So Manavong steps in.
Go, B.
And a ball low, the count's 1-0. So Manavong, 2-0 count. And B, right side, could drop into the gap. Right fielder, a good route though. And Manavong on his way to second. They throw it in. The tag is on. And in time. So Manavong going for extras. And they bring it into the second baseman, and they get the out there. So they'll turn it over, and we'll head to the fourth. We'll be right back. So we're ready to go here in the top of the fourth, and Jimmy Stout taking over on the hill for Jordan Leon. Leon having a very good outing here through 3 full frames, and Stout takes over in the fourth. And Victorio wants a quick word here with Stout as the batter Isaac steps out. And a ball low, the count's 1-0. And a fastball up and in, the count is 2-0. And a ball cut foul, straight back and out of play. And the count goes to 2-1. And a fastball up, and the count goes to 3-1. Ball 4, so Jimmy Stout lets the leadoff man on board with a walk. And the batter Blake will step in. And Stout opens up with a strike there, and the count is 0-1. And a good pitch there, curveball. And the count goes to 0-2, so Stout well ahead here. So Stout runs it in, and the count goes to 1-2 strikes. And strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. So Stout gets the K, and 1 out on the books. Toss over to Bedard at first, and runner back in time as D puts this tag on. Runner goes, breaking ball there, and there'll be no option there with the ball bouncing at the plate, getting away. And moving up 90 feet, and a ball to plate, the count is 1-0. And fastball, big cut there at the plate, and the count goes to 1-1, so Stout gets 1 back. And a good cut at the plate, fouled off though, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Jimmy. Here we go, Jimmy.
And a throw back to second. Manavong will gather, and the runner gets back in time. One hopper into his glove, but runner back in plenty of time, and the count is 2-2 here with 1 out. Manavong in tight on the runner at second. The 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball, deep. Tristan on his move, and a good grab there. He's going to bring it back to second. And the runner gets back in time, but Tristan Brown, again, showing the range he has out in center field on a long fly out. So 2 outs. And Tristan Brown, again, as I mentioned, doing a fine job in center field for the club this weekend. With 2 outs. And curveball in for the strike. The count is 0-1. Stout steps off and resets. Takes a look at second. Pitch on the way. Ball's out. The count goes to 1-1. And a big cut there at the plate. And that's fouled off, and a 1-2 count. And Stout pumps one in upstairs and misses there. The count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. And a ball low, slider off the plate, and the count goes to full at 3-2. And Stout gets the foul. And the 3-2 count holds here. Hard hit ball, laying it out over on the second base side and rounding, coming home, and there'll be no throw in. So 1 over on a hard hit ball, getting through on the second base side. And Grind brings 1 over, it's 8-1. So once again, the peanut gallery is lighting up, and Kuhnsteller's calling the shots. He says, let's move the mound. And, well, we ran into that problem last night, and what the heck? Let's just move it all. Any rate, and good fun, and just trying to get things lined up here. These portable mounds, they slide around a ton, but Kuhnsteller knows what he's talking about sometimes. We love him, though. So Jimmy ready to go. Batter will step in, and runner on first base. One over for Grind. It's 8-1. We're in the top of the fourth. Ken puts it in play. We're good to go. Nick Nava in the box here. Righty-lefty matchup. Bedar holding on the runner at first. Stout works from the stretch. And the ball's cut foul and out of play as the defense rolls off. And the count is 0-1 to Nava. And another cut foul for Nava. And the count is 0-2. So Jimmy will step off, and Coach Ortiz, I don't believe the communication is clear on the catcher's comm there as far as Coach Ortiz to Victorio, but I think we're good there. The 0-2 pitch. Strike three call. Nava will have a seat. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. 8-1 Prospects. So back to live action. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth frame, 8-1. Cameron Walters will step in. Cohen stays on the bump, pitch on the way. Hard hit ball in the gap, deep. Center fielder backing up and a good grab there. So a long fly out to center and the first out on the books. Jordan Leon will step in as Walters takes a nice cut, but deep. Temperatures have dropped considerably from earlier, so it's a little bit colder as Leon steps in. And the count is 1-0. Jordan looks at a 2-0 count. And the ball's popped up. And Aaron Garcia with the grab. So Garcia out in foul territory, out of the park. Garcia pulls it in. Aaron Garcia, a fine player, playing at Bosco High School this year, his freshman year. Good ball player. And Jordan, hard hit, left side, will get on board with a single. And one out here for Nateo Victorio. And Victorio, high flyer, left fielder, charging forward, will get under it and pull it in. So 2 down, Victorio flies out to left. And Easton O'Quinn will step in. And Easton takes a swing. Good cut at the plate. Cohen gets it through. He'll work ahead. The count is 0-1. And a change up there low. The count goes to 1-1. And Easton, patient, looks at a 2-1 count. Third baseman in and out of the glove there on a hard hit, and O'Quinn down the line. And the bat boy doing a little swimming out on the turf. But a good grab on his behalf, and he pulls the bat into the dugout safely. So Quinn on board, and runners at first and second, and Blake Barberena will step in. It's getting a little late. I apologize for the humor. It's been a long day. And Blake pulls it foul. And the count is 0-1. And ball hit. Center fielder having a charge. They're going to run home, and the ball at the plate and into home off the fence, and Barberena will shuttle over to second, and Leon will score there. So a double and an RBI for Blake Barberena. So the 9th run comes over, and Brody Taylor will step in. Taylor, right side, foul. So Taylor with a powerful swing there and pulls it foul to the right side. And a ball up, the count goes even to 1-1. Correction, 2-1. Thank you from our head umpire. And of course, Ethan doing a fine job here with Perfect Game, keeping things in check. And a 3-1 count to Brody Taylor. On deck, Jimmy Stout. And Taylor cut foul. And a full count here to Brody Taylor.
Right next to the moving car.
Taylor, right side. He'll get on board with an RBI single. They're going to run home in Barberena, and there'll be no play there. So Brody Taylor gets a single and a 2-shot RBI. And that'll do it there. The game is called, and the Prospects and that'll do it there. So runs 10 and 11 from Brody Taylor come over. They'll call it. They'll shut it down. There was a couple minutes left, and it was 8 after 5, and the coaches said, hey, that's it. We'll do it right there. So the Prospects, they take the championship title here, the 2025 Cinco de Mayo tournament here at the ZT Parks in Fullerton. Chris Alder with the call. It's been a great tournament all weekend long. And some great battles were seen on the field and will continue to roll on as the 2025 baseball season continues to move on. The Prospects, the next stop for a lot of these clubs and the ZT organization, the Beast of the East, a national tournament. It's a big one in Panama City, Florida. I'll be bringing it to you live. For now, we'll say so long from Fullerton at ZT Parks. Your Prospects, 14U national team, take the title grind with an excellent showing. They made it to the show, and that's really what counts. A lot of work put out here for both of these teams. For now, we'll say so long, have a great evening, and happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.